is my pleasure to welcome Lori Meyer and the Door County String Academy.
Hey, good afternoon. Thank you for coming to today's performance. My name is Lori Meyer, and I'm the director and teacher of the Door County String Academy. We're a nonprofit music school in Door County that offers lessons on violin, viola, cello, and string bass to students ages 8 to 18. And we have some information about our school out in the lobby if you're interested in looking at that. Lots of brochures and donation cards if you're interested in giving a donation to the school. And this is the middle level group that's performing today. Not everybody is here, but I selected my best players from that level, and one level 3 student too, who is going to lead our group today. And we're going to play some wonderful Christmas carols to kick off the holiday season for you. Hope you have a wonderful afternoon and evening, and kick back and enjoy the concert. Thanks. mention that Ann Ellen Betcher, who is a piano teacher in town, was our pianist today. There she is. So thank you, Ann Ellen.
You'll be witnessing a beautiful Christmas concert with little surprises built in, because all three of us are rather unusual musicians, as you may know already. We have diverse backgrounds. We all started in classical music, and then in our own way, we found our ways to expand or to get away from classical or to incorporate it with other musical styles and so on. And we'll share a little bit of that with you today. But the main focus, of course, is Christmas by the beach. It's clear what that means, right?
The only thing missing is sand.
We're missing the sand. Well, when we came up with this concept, and I have to take responsibility for some reason that came into my head, and Judy Drew asked us to do a concert here, and she said, well, what kind of a concept would you have? And I said, Christmas by the beach, how about that? Pretty unreflected thought, but I thought it was fun. And then I needed to backtrack and say, well, what does it actually mean? And I thought, well, the beach is a place where you relax, right? You lie in the sun and you close your eyes, and it's a perfect moment, right? Wherever it be, it's Hawaii, it's a Sunset Beach in Sturgeon Bay, or it's in California, wherever it may be. But it's a moment of joy and ease. I thought, that's good. And Christmas is also a moment of joy and ease, isn't it? It's a moment of coming together and reflecting on the year and getting together as family, gifting each other, just feeling good about life. And I thought, that's where it meets, Christmas by the beach. So we will try to evoke that experience for you today in our little concert, and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you. Good.
So Mark, did you have another bowl or no? Oh well.
What's that?
Good, it's burnt out.
Sounds good enough.
Good? All right.
takeoff on Handel's Messiah. It just keeps reminding, it's written by Handel, but it just reminds me of that.
Should we do some Bach?
Yes.
Okay.
Handel was a German composer. He lived at the same time as Bach did, who we're going to play next. And they were almost neighbors, and yet they never met in person. Imagine that, two great composers. They knew about each other, and actually I was reading Bach's biography a little bit. Bach actually made a journey to Handel's hometown, about 50 kilometers away, and twice, and he missed him both times. So Bach, in his lifetime, never traveled much in Germany, but Handel, as you probably know, went to London, became the recognized and celebrated composer for the German-British king, who's actually from my hometown, Hanover, Germany. So history is pretty interesting that way, that the British king was actually German, and the court composer at Buckingham Palace was actually German too. And Handel was buried at Westminster Abbey. That's where his grave is to this day. So there you have it.
But try to investigate what they did with the dance steps. We'll be playing some other dances later, Baroque dances.
So my purple violin, I have tuned it just a little bit differently, just to give it a little different sound. Hear how it's lower than a normal violin? I'm just going to start the piece with a little bit of this. for everybody, but I know you know most of them, so just anytime you hear something you want to sing along with, please.
It's gotta be in tune. No grunting, okay? Yes. into my parents' living room where the beautiful Christmas tree was with the candles lit. And I have two sisters, and there were 2 piles of presents for 3 kids. 2 piles for 3 kids. And I said, wait a second, where's my pile? There was no pile. And I tried to stomach it like a man, you know. It's like, all right, so there's got to be something for me. And after a few minutes, I said, well, what about me? And my parents, of course, they were waiting for that moment. I said, well, I think there might be something for you in the other room. And there was a cello leaning against the wall. And I said, wow. You know, and that's how this love affair started. And I had my first cello lesson January 20th, 1970. I remember it very clearly. And but Christmas 1969, this is when this music love affair started in my life, and it was very lovely. And I chose that, and I thank my parents very much that they introduced me to music. And it was really nice to see Lori's group. Why don't we give a hand to Lori Meyer and music is so beautiful and so important, and
It's good for your brain, too.
It's good for your brain.
And while we're on the subject of parents, I was in 8th grade when I decided that boys were much more important than the violin. So I stopped practicing, and my teacher quit me. So fortunately, instead of taking the violin and sending it back to where we were renting it from and getting mad at me and everything else, my mother found me a different teacher. One that would just play piano with me while I played along once a week. She didn't care if I practiced or not. It was a very elderly woman in her home. She was glad to have me come in. And after about a year and a half, I finally regained the joy and the love and the want to practice, and then I kept going. So I just want to tell all you parents, if the kids threaten to quit or they just give up just for a short amount of time, don't give up on them. Keep them going. It's like Hans, they'll go forever.
Okay, on that note. Lynn Gudmundsen and her wonderful. Lynn and I have known each other for a number of years. We often play with Julian Hagen, who's another great friend of ours, and we played on a cruise ship 20 or 25 times. We have done all kinds of fun musical events, and Lynn, of course, is now playing with Eli Madsen, so it's an honor to have her with us. And then, of course, let's give a hand to beautiful Beth Chafey-Hon. Beth has done all kinds of beautiful musical events in the community, including for the JDRF Foundation. Why don't you tell us about that?
Well, I'm partnering when I can. I put on concerts that benefit the JDRF, which is the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation. My daughter is type 1, and so I am a definite advocate passionately towards finding a cure for diabetes. So if you ever hear of a concert, and I usually have music, but I incorporate multimedia. So I chose a little comedy.
Did you bring CDs?
I did this today. I bring, and so but now my CDs are kind of a twist of classical with some rock and roll. And I don't keep the money. All the money goes towards the JDRF.
I keep all the money of my CDs. And so does Lynn. But Beth is ahead of us in her generosity. There's lots of CDs in the lobby, so you might want to take a look at those.
This next piece is by Corelli, and we're actually playing quite a few pieces by Corelli. And this is one of his sonatas for trio. And it's in 4 movements. They're short movements. And it's always an issue when we play classical music of whether to applaud between the movements. And
Whether to sneeze too.
so you can do whatever you want, but you're supposed to not applaud. But anyway.
But before we go on, we forgot Hans Christian.
Oh, yeah.
So this is
Yeah.
Hans Christian, everyone. Our cello. And we feel very lucky that we found Beth to play along with us, because we've been doing a lot of pop music and blues and rock and bluegrass and all that. And here's Beth, the kindred spirit, classical and rock and roll. So it was awesome. So we're enjoying playing this. But it didn't sound good. Okay.
carols. And I'm going to be accompanied by Bruce Newburn on guitar. And he started, in the summer, he started this group that I am involved with. You were the idea guy. And we take world folk tunes and kind of jazz them up. And we've got a percussionist and a tubist who also plays ukulele. And the percussionist plays all kinds of world percussion, and it's called World on a String. And we do funny things like I take an Irish tune and turn it into a samba.
An Irish samba. You gotta hear it to believe it.
Yeah, we love tangos and rumbas and all that kind of thing. This particular one, you're going to recognize two of the Christmas carols, but three of them in the middle are from different countries. One's from Britain, Snow Lay on the Ground, and then At the Hour of Midnight is a Puerto Rican one, and then Pat a Pan, I'm not really sure, but I think it's some kind of Latin something. Oh, and I kind of turn it into a little bit of a gypsy Yiddish.